the worst Social Security rule of all time, and it's slowly taking your benefit. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know as I expose this rule right here in the video. Let's get right into it. I know if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, you know there are a lot of Social Security rules, especially all of those that I've highlighted in previous videos. If you don't follow the rules with Social Security, generally they start garnishing benefits. However, in this case, you can be following the rules perfectly fine and they will still demand you pay some of your benefit back to them. Not cool, and exactly why I said this is the worst rule in the history of the world when it comes down to Social Security benefits. That's what I want to focus on for you here in this video. Let's get into it and discuss the details a little bit further. Really fast before we do, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video, the big old subscribe button. Make sure to hit that, and also make sure to hit the like button, give it a thumbs up. It gives me feedback on videos just like this to better understand, am I doing a good job? Do you like this type of content? Do you find this to be valuable and helpful? Again, it just gives me anonymous feedback. It is completely anonymous. I have no idea who hits the like button down below, but again, it just helps me out to better understand if you like this, and again, if it is helpful. So again, make sure to subscribe and like the video right down below, and let's get into it and talk about the worst rule in the history of the world for Social Security and why they would be asking for some of your benefit back. Now, this is actually pretty interesting. Let me give you some numbers. If you've been watching the videos, you know I like numbers, right? I like numbers. Let's just be real, okay? I admit it. Fine, I like numbers, okay? Anyway, let me break down the details for you and tell you all of the income that Social Security brings in through their couple different sources last year, okay? These are some big numbers, okay? So collectively, Social Security brought in $1.222 trillion last year. Not a bad income, would you say? I'm not sure about you, but I wouldn't mind bringing in $1.222 trillion of income in a single year. Unfortunately, that's not my case, but again, that'd be awesome. That'd be really, really cool. But again, that is how much they brought in through their source of income. Now, get this. They brought in the bulk of the income, $1.107 trillion through Social Security payroll taxes. They brought in an additional $49 billion through taxation of benefits, and they brought in another $66 billion through interest on the money that is sitting in the trust funds, okay? Now, do you see any problems with those numbers? I do. There's a big old light bulb moment here that I'm having with some of these numbers. Which one is it? The $49 billion that is being brought in through taxation of benefits. Now, why is that a problem? Because it's double taxation, okay? Let me break down the details for you and why this is such a major problem, okay? Here's what happens. You know this just as well as I do. You paid in through Social Security payroll taxes basically through your entire life, right? All the years that you were working out there, you were earning a nice salary or a nice wage, whatever it happened to be, and you get your pay stub and you say, hey, who took all my money? And then you look at your pay stub and think, oh, look at that. It's all gone to federal taxes, state taxes, FICA. Who's that? Who's this guy taking my money, right? Well, that is Social Security payroll taxes, and that is also Medicare taxes as well, right? So for many, many years through your working career, you paid in through all these taxes. And again, the FICA, again, goes into Social Security Trust Fund, and it's also the Medicare taxes, okay? Now, you've been paying in through all these taxes. Now, when you start getting your benefits, guess what? If your income reaches a certain threshold, which is honestly not very high, depending on if you're an individual or a married couple, your income does not need to be very high. And then your benefits, 85, or I should say up to 85% of your benefits are now taxable, and you need to pay some of that money back to Social Security. Now again, just last year alone, they collected $49 billion in taxation of Social Security benefits. Again, double taxation. Now, why do I say that? Because I'm a crazy fool? Well, probably that too, but I'm saying that because it really is. You paid in through Social Security payroll taxes. Well, you did that through your entire working career. Now it's time for you to start collecting those benefits. You're getting the benefits, and then they come back and say, hey, you need to pay taxes on your benefits. But wait, didn't I pay taxes on all of this going in, and now I have to pay taxes on the benefits coming out? Seems a little fishy to me. That sounds like double taxation. It is. That's exactly the problem here, okay? So my point is, yes, they brought in $49 billion worth of taxes through taxation of benefits. Fine, it's $49 billion. I'd be super happy with $49 billion. But again, are they taking it the right way, right? Again, I don't want to sit here and throw this up for debate and say this, like it's one way or the other. Actually, in fact, I'd love to hear your comments down below in the comment section. Do you think this is the right way for them to fund the Social Security Trust Fund, is by clawing back some of those benefits? In fact, $49 billion worth from beneficiaries? Or do you think they should say, hey, hands off, leave the benefits alone, and maybe figure out a better way to fund the trust funds, right? Again, I'd love to hear your comments down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I'd love to read those comments. But this is the major problem here. In fact, there are pieces of legislation out there right now that want to repeal taxes on Social Security benefits. In fact, the Senior Citizens Tax Elimination Act, I've talked about that before in another video, that one alone does exactly this. It eliminates taxes on Social Security benefits. And remember, if your income reaches a certain threshold, which honestly does not need to be very high, it is not very high at all, right? It's like 25 grand as an individual, $32,000 as a married couple. It is not much, okay? But again, once you hit these different thresholds, and again, the higher that your income goes, 85 or up to 85% of your benefit is now taxable, which, by the way, I'm not saying an 85% tax bracket. That's a totally different thing, okay? There's no such thing as an 85% tax bracket, but up to 85% of your benefits are now taxable, right? That's a lot of money that they're clawing back as a result of these provisions, okay? Now, like I said, the one piece of legislation that's out there is the Senior Citizens Tax Elimination Act. That is one of them that wants to repeal this. Now, there's another one out there as well called You Earned It, You Keep It Act, okay? That is another one that's out there that does the exact same thing, basically repealing taxes on Social Security benefits. Now, there are other pieces of legislation out there as well that they've talked about, that they've floated, that they've introduced in Congress, but I'm going to be real with you. None of them have gone through yet. We'll have to see what happens here going forward, but this is a major problem. And again, it's only $49 billion, but I don't want to say only. It's $49 billion, which is a very small percentage of the overall income that Social Security brings in a single year, right? Remember the number? $1.222 trillion is how much they brought in total income last year through payroll taxes, through taxation of benefits, and interest on the money sitting there. Okay, $49 billion is a very small percentage of that, but it's still $49 billion that they are getting back from beneficiaries. They're not walking around the streets picking up quarters and dimes. They're coming back to beneficiaries and saying, hey, you got some benefits. Now it's time to tax those benefits. And you're saying, wait, WTF, I think I already paid taxes to get these benefits in the first place, right? So anyway, we'll see what happens here, but I want to share this information with you so you can see this is a rule that's out there, taxation of benefits. Thanks to some previous administrations back in the 90s, good old 90s, right? They passed this. Actually, some of it happened in the 80s, and then they bumped it up again in the early 90s is when all this happened. So 1993, good old 1993. So anyway, hope this helps you out. But again, I want to hear your comments, your feedback down below. Let me know, how do you feel about all this? Do you think they should repeal taxes on benefits? Not the Social Security payroll tax, the one that funds the trust fund, the bulk of the income there, but rather the taxation of benefits. I'd love to hear your comments down below. And again, I'm not sitting here taking sides either way. I'm just saying, honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I don't totally agree with this. If somebody's receiving benefits, why are we clawing back $49 billion? Leave them alone, right? Leave the beneficiaries alone, right? So the last thing they want to do is get in an unwelcomed tax bill at the end of the year saying, hey, you got some benefits last year. Why don't you pay some of it back? Do you want to get that? Well, obviously, I don't think many people do. Maybe some people do, but I would guess the vast majority probably don't, right? Anyway, I'd love to hear your comments down below. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel, hit that big old button down below, hit the like button down below, and again, it gives me anonymous feedback on videos like this to help me out, and again, to better understand, hey, is this stuff helpful to you? Did you learn something here? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Whatever like that, and again, I'd love to hear your comments down below. So, enjoy your day. Again, subscribe, share the video with your friends, family, social media, go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel, a lot of videos here on the channel. I've been here for you every single day for about 4 years now, and I will continue to be here for you every single day going forward. So enjoy, take care, have a good one, and catch you again later in